morning. My name is Doris Sigg. I live here in Worcester. I spent most of my childhood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and both my grandfathers were coal miners and steel mill workers. I escaped the vicious cycle of poverty by getting to college. I have 2 master's degrees and half of a doctorate, library science, history, and higher ed administration. I'm unemployed. I also write poetry. I've been involved in political causes for most of my professional life as an avocation, I guess, part of wanting to give back. I also write poetry, and so I've put down some thoughts. It's not really a poem, it's more of a stream of consciousness, but I just titled this Knowing Poverty. As a child, going out and gathering dandelions and mulberries when there was no food in the house, having no Christmas because your father told you it was a pagan holiday, but you suspect that it's because there's no money in the house. Watching your siblings, I will sedate children, and watching my siblings failing to thrive. As a father who took out his frustrations, especially on the boys in the family. And going full circle, listening to members of your own family now berate the marginalized and disenfranchised of society when they've taken advantage of every social program that's out there. It's a kind of blindness, I guess. Knowing poverty, becoming homeless and suddenly having a sixth sense about who else is homeless walking the streets and alleys. Hearing a recovering addict who is staying at the Salvation Army express disgust at his day on a cold fall day. Disgust mainly that he doesn't have a winter coat and he's already caught pneumonia. Witnessing a librarian, I'm a librarian, but witnessing a librarian in the public library listen to a recent prisoner pour out his life in front of all these other people as she types up his resume on the word processor. And as a librarian and someone has recently gone to Job and Family Services myself, I've been thinking he should go down there, but she's going to help him because he's there. That's compassion. Poverty, having one's unemployment stopped and having to go apply for food stamps for the first time in your life, and the desperation in that lobby is palpable. And when I was there, I wondered why there hasn't been a revolution already. Also, if you don't have children in your home anymore, you can't get cash assistance. You can get food stamps, but how to pay the rent, then you got to go to the churches or be thankful that you have a compassionate landlord. I thought it was interesting. I actually applied for a job at Job and Family Services and learned that the transportation allocations are the largest. It makes sense. If you can't get to a job, you can't make money. Worked in a soup kitchen last week for the first time, and if someone can explain this to me, I don't know if it's religious or medical or so many people in line said, I've already had my piece of bread for the day. What does that mean? I go to lectures at the College of Worcester whenever I can, and I learned last week that during the Depression, the wealthy and the poor still lived next to each other, and wealthy people helped poor people because they were right there in front of them. And they don't do that anymore because we're all separated. And then last, poverty of spirit. It's challenging to keep up one's spirits when one feels like giving up.